All right, we are live again. I'm on with my second vendor of the day. I'm so excited to have Lindsey. She is the owner of Linden Tree Soaps, and she's also a Norwex rep. And before we jumped on, we already got into this good conversation. I was like, oh my gosh, we should be streaming this so everybody can hear what we're talking about. And one of the reasons that I love that I've gotten to know Lindsey over the last couple of months is because she shares the same passion I do for basically, I call it clean living, right? Chemical-free living. And you can see her empty storage bins because everyone buys her soaps. So she was just telling me she's got more on the way. That's where she cures her soaps. But Lindsey, if you would, first, as we kind of get into it today, tell people what you were just telling me about kind of what started your journey. So you started with baby food and then how it developed.
Yeah. So I would say, let's see, like my oldest will be 11 in July because this will lead into like why I'm making a certain type of soap because she's turning 11. But before her, I craved McDonald's during her pregnancy. Like I thought homemade meals was Hamburger Helper. Like I really just had no clue. Like I wasn't that young. I was 28. So it wasn't like I came like, oh, is that a young 20-year-old? I was pushing 30. So, I just didn't know any better. I was a medical lab scientist in a hospital. So I was all about the bleach because that's what you're told. Like you got to use bleach. And we really did have to use bleach in the lab. Still do.
For people bleaching their food right now, like some people. Yeah. I'm like, don't bleach your produce.
You don't have to. Yeah. And there's actually an increase I saw yesterday of poisonings and that kind of stuff because people don't know how to clean properly and they're combining chemicals and causing explosions in their homes. And I'm like, just stop. Anyway, so when I had my oldest, again, like it was funny, like my sister, her oldest is turning 15. I was telling Karen, I do math based on babies' ages. Like, how old are the kids? Like, so I remember making fun of my sister because she was making homemade baby food. I'm like, well, aren't you posh and blah, 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 because who makes their own baby food? And but then a friend's like, yeah, you can make your own baby food. So the light bulb went off for me when my daughter was 6 months, and she was a very aggressive eater, like still is. Like the girl has not slowed down. Like she ate probably 40 ounces of baby food a day, plus 40 ounces of formula. Like she rejected me. I was trying to be the good mom nursing, and she's like, nope, you're not enough for me. So I started making food, and that led to bread making. That made into like, honestly, I tell people, like, if you don't know where to start with homemade food, start with your favorite foods, like desserts. Like, so I made like homemade Girl Scout cookies and like try to get excited because you got to be excited what you're making. And so I was not from scratch, was not the healthiest in the beginning, but then, but yeah, I started making my own bread, my own laundry detergent. Cause like I said, the light bulb went off. I'm like, well, what else can you make? Like, it got to a point where I was buying ingredients for everything from the store. And then, so flash forward to, my girls they're only 20 months apart. I had my middle one. And then by the time she was a year, like I was telling Karen, she was a really good napper, or sleeper. She would sleep from noon to 4 for her nap and then sleep from 6:30 to 8 a.m. And this was like when she was 18 months old and I was bored. And then my oldest is a very easy child. So I'm like, I have all this time that I'm stuck at home. And I was making all these other things from scratch, deodorant, face wash. I've tried probably every homemade face wash recipe there is. So I was like, well, I might as well just try soap. Cold processed soap that people are so scared to make because of the lye and the sodium hydroxide. And I was actually told when my oldest was an infant, like, oh, that's something you want to wait till the kids are kind of out of the house because it is caustic. But I'm like, like I said, I am alone a lot because my oldest is a very easy child. Plus she was also because they were so close in age, she still very much needed downtime. So she would watch a movie every day. So that gave me like 3 hours to myself. So that's really how it started. I just started making it. I did a live video on my page yesterday about how to make, like I actually show how to make soap. And I said, for years, it was always nap time and bedtime. And there would be the occasional, there's one story when my middle child was potty training. There was a potty accident in the middle of my soap making. I had to throw the whole batch away because it is very time sensitive. So you do want to make sure if you ever do get into soap making that you have a set time. I'm busy.
It's always fun.
Oh,
This
okay.
is true. truth. When children, we are all doing the best we can right now,
Yes.
right? So
I told them only, I locked the door, I told them if they're bleeding, but hold on.
you're fine. So I'll chat a second while she's
Yeah.
checking in. So this is part of why, you know, we wanted to create an opportunity for people online, because so many of us are being challenged right now to work from, you know, perhaps a different place than we normally are, right? So many of us are working at home and we never have. Like, this is Lindsay's normal. So she does work from home. And I first met her, as I said, several months ago. I was running a health fair and she came in to do the soaps there. And I've always loved natural soaps. I love the selection that she had. I'm one of those people that actually buys soaps to put them in drawers as well, because I just, like, in the sock drawer, in my lingerie drawer, you know, I like the scent being there, and it's soft and natural. It's not overwhelming. So anyway, I was just saying how I met you.
Yeah.
So anyway, so Lindsey, she has these amazing soaps that she makes, and you were just saying they're time sensitive. I will be sure that I'm going to put on links to your Facebook page and your web. Do you have a website?
I have an Etsy shop.
Okay, an Etsy shop. So I'll get those links, you guys, and I will actually put them in the description in the video so that you can find Lindsey's soaps even more. I noticed on her page yesterday, besides her showing how that you can make soap, she had posted, or maybe it was on her personal Facebook, I'm not sure. But
yeah, this was my personal page because I was trying to find friends.
Gotcha. That makes sense. So we're Facebook friends, and I saw her post, and so that's kind of where we segued this story into, because she had put in a post about she's got a new soap and she was kind of looking for a test market for acne. And I know, so you do all these different blends. Like, where do you come up with I don't even want to call them flavors, like the different scents? Because you do so many, and they're different colors and they're pretty. It's like, I know they start out this long and then you chop them, but they look so beautiful when they're done, you know, with the swirls.
Thank you.
So how do you come up with those ideas? Because I know you've put out like soap of the month.
Yeah, so right now I do have soap of the, well, every month I have a soap of the month. I actually have 2 soaps this month, which I'll show in a minute. Just out of my head, in the beginning, when I was completely closed, because I am very analytical. Like I said, I was a scientist before I was a stay-at-home mom. Like, I'm not a parent that plays, I'm a parent that makes. Like, it's like, well, let's make this, let's do that. Like, I am so analytical to where it's almost damaging sometimes. Like, but there's pros and cons to that. But so for initially, I looked on Pinterest a lot to get ideas going. And then once I realized, like, because when you make soap, you want to have like a high note, or fragrances, like perfumes or potpourri. You want a high note, middle note, low note. So once I kind of learned what that was, so what scents complement each other, now I can come up with them pretty quickly, because I've helped, there's a bath bomb maker in town that I've helped her with some few scents. She's like, I'm missing something. And I'm like, oh, you can add some orange or some patchouli and really bring out this scent. So time experience is really the way to explain it. Like, it's like, or, you know, candle making. It's like, you just get used to certain scents that blend and everything. Like,
right.
So, but yeah, I do a soap a month. A lot of my soaps, which I'll show you all the soap of the month. I have April showers, and I'll take the labels off real quick. These are my brand new labels. So depending if you purchase from me, you'll either have the old label or you'll have this brand new label, because I'm not relabeling 200 bars of soap with the old label. So, but my new ones, you can tell about by the time I made them, because they have the new labels. But I have 2 soaps because they kind of complement each other. I have April showers and May flowers. So April showers is a very nice, kind of what it smells like. It's a shower scent, like
rain?
I wouldn't say Irish Spring type scent, but it's very light, very like just a clean, soapy smell. Like, if someone's like, I want something that smells like soap, this would be a good scent. And then the colors, you mentioned colors. I use a lot of micas and clays. I get my products, my ingredients from brambleberry.com. They are a soap, lotion, candle making company. I can buy everything at wholesale. Let me grab a bottle real quick.
I love that color. I'm so sad I can't smell those soaps. Like, when she had them at the fair, that was the fun part. Like, looking, almost smelling them before I looked at the name of it, so that I could, you know, like, if it was green, I would just kind of assume it was going to be apple, but then it was like watermelon, you know? So I love that, getting to experiment with the smells. I'm dying to do the screen here. I want to smell the soaps.
Yeah. So I do get all my ingredients from brambleberry.com. my soaps are 50-50 made out of essential oils or fragrances, but all their fragrances are paraben and phthalate free. I personally would prefer to stick to strictly essential oils, but the public has demanded, like, I want cucumber melon, I want this. I'm like, that's not an essential oil. And so I have found, I guess, the healthiest of a fragrance that you can find. So this one is a fragrance, so is this one. But I will say I do buy, because in case someone has this question, why I don't use like Young Living or doTERRA essential oils or the higher grade essential oils. It's because I use this much and a lot of like therapeutic grade essential oils are not formulated for soaps. So the scent goes away very quickly. This is orange, and they distilled it 10 times to have the orange scent stay. Citrus fades very quickly because it's photosensitive. And so that's another reason not to use therapeutic grades. Like I get that asked a lot. And then plus I would have to charge $20 a bar if I used this much oil. Could you imagine this much of a doTERRA or Young Living oil?
Yes.
For one
What
batch.
is the average cost of a soap?
For average cost to make?
No, for
like
you that you're selling, so people know, like, if they want.
Okay, my bars are $7.50 a piece.
Okay.
Yeah, and I will sadly prices just gone up. So by the end of 2020, I will be going up to $8 a bar, just because I've already noticed. 2 years ago, I stopped. I've had my, I guess, company for 8 years now, and I sold for 5 years, took a 3-year break, and I just restarted last year. But 5 years ago, I was charging $5.50 a bar. That just shows how much supplies has increased. I think
people are looking though for those natural products, like I'm willing to say that. A lot of times people will make a comment to me that, eating healthy or cleaning supplies they're so expensive. And I'm like, if you're buying something that's a clean product, typically, like you said, the oils like that is going to last you longer. The soaps, I noticed like a natural soap, the bars seems to like if I set them in the bathtub on a soap saver, they really last a long time.
They do. And that's because of the ingredients in them. I use I would say 90% of my soaps have this basic recipe of olive oil, equal parts of olive oil, coconut oil, and lard. I personally prefer lard. I know you said you're plant-based. I've tried different vegan recipes, but there is something about that lard, and that's what traditional soap is made from, like the Amish, the origins of soap. It's made from animal fat, and you just get this certain hardness and lather and thickness that moisturizes your skin just better than you can get from like palm oil. That's usually the standard replacement in vegan soaps versus using animal product. But tallow or lard, they give wonderful body products. And so that's why they last so long, is because that hardness, and if you don't, because they are natural, they will melt if you keep them puddled in water. But if you're not using them, take them out of water, and they really will last. I've been using one bar since, it's pumpkin pie, if it tells you how long I've been using it, as hand soap, and we still probably have 2 months left of it. So they last a very long time. In the shower, they last about a month. This is Mayflower. I didn't talk about this one. And the soap of the month is only $6 a bar. So you can actually get both of these for $6 each this month. And then I'll probably keep this one $6 for next month too, just so they can go together. Because I'm like, I can't offer April showers.
They look great. I think those would make a great Mother's Day gift.
Yeah, exactly. And I think this is so pretty with the purple and the white. It's a very light floral scent. And then again, colored with the purple micas. And mica, I can't remember off the top of my head what micas are made from. They are 100% natural, and they come from India, but I can't remember what a mica really is. But it isn't natural. But it's an Indian thing with all the vibrant colors and everything. But and then so I have that basic recipe that I use, and then based on what I do to those soaps, like you said, like the different colors and scents, is where you're going to get the different I want to say therapeutic, because I can't claim any therapeutic things with soap, but the different benefits, like my charcoal soap. These 2 soaps, these 3 soaps, if I can hold off all 3. I'll just kind of talk about one at a time. These are my top sellers. I've been making all 3 of these for 8 years now. It's charcoal with anise, orange calendula, and lavender chamomile. And I can't keep them in stock. Like when
a lot of people love, well, everyone loves lavender smell, but charcoal, more and more, especially as a health coach, you know, I've been exposed over the years to all the benefits of charcoal, and you know, people do, like, I feel like so many of the beauty companies out there now are doing a charcoal mask because it is, charcoal is so good for your skin.
Well, I was before the trend. I've been doing it for 8
Right?
years.
You're ahead of the soap bar. So
that's how I am with a lot of things, like, you know, like bone broth, or I'm trying to think of other ones where I'm kombucha, like all my fermented things. I'm like, I was popular before it was popular.
Right. My mom used to laugh at me for that, because she'd be like, I'd tell her, I've got my kombucha going, or, you know, I'm going to make some bone broth. She's like, do you not remember your grandma making bone broth when you were little? I'm like, oh yeah.
Yeah. My mom was a farmer's daughter. And so she grew up with all that. And then she kind of rejected, like
yes, my mom grew up on a farm, and when she was 25, like, moved to the city and said she binged ate Ho-Hos and Pepsi for like a month. And then she was like, okay, now I see why I didn't eat those things before. But anything else you want to share as we wrap up about your soaps? Again, I'll get
I was gonna say, with the charcoal, it is very good. And actually all three of these are really good for more sensitive skin. This really does help skin problems like psoriasis. Let me hold it up a little higher. Acne and everything. And I'll lead on. So I am testing with testers. So if you are interested in taking a sample, message me, because I don't have too many samples left. But I am making a facial soap that will have charcoal and bentonite clay in it to really help pull out the excess oil and toxins. It also has castor oil. That one is palm oil. I didn't put lard in that one. It's and I infused the olive oil with calendula and chamomile to calm the skin. So I'm hoping it'll work out. Like, I've had customers have great results with this bar. My stepson's 17, and so for 8 years he's been using this on his skin and loves it. But yeah, I mean, let me know. Then I have like frankincense, tea tree, and lavender essential oils in it. But yeah, I'm making it because my daughter has acne. I'm like, well, might as well see who else can benefit from it. And so yeah,
absolutely. Well, this has been fun and good to get to see all your soaps. And again, like I said, I'll share on the Etsy and everything. If you guys have any questions, you can contact Lindsey through her Facebook page, and she'll be happy to answer those for you. So thanks for being on with me today, Lindsey.
Yes, thank you.